Hey guys, Matt Vance with Choice Residential. Today is Sunday, March 21st, 2021. And the video that I wanted to share with you guys today is really directed at my buyers, directed towards any buyers. So earlier today, I had like an hour-long conversation with a potential buyer client of mine, and they're coming from Pennsylvania. They're moving down here towards, the Triangle area in Raleigh. And it's not just the Raleigh market. This is happening nationwide. So we are in basically a seller's market. The pendulum swings both ways. Currently right now we're in a seller's market. And what dictates a seller's market is the fact that we have low inventory, prices are on the rise. The good thing for the buyers is it's still a good time to buy because money is cheap. But here's the reality of the situation. And I had like an hour-long conversation discussing with this buyer client. And they don't understand the market. And he's saying, well, my last agent was pushing me to make these full listing price offers or above listing price. And, the thing is unfortunate to say that may be the case. You know, if you are a buyer in this market and you're looking for a deal, you're in the wrong market. And I hate to tell you that. It may be there in some certain cases, but this is not the market. If that's what you want is a great deal, something $20,000, $30,000 below list price or below market value, then you just need to exit out and you need to come back in 2 years. Because I'm going to tell you, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your agent's time. And if you have an agent that's smart enough, that understands the market and what's going on, you need to stick with that agent, because the message that they should be telling you is this is not the market for that kind of deal. You might find some off markets. I occasionally run into a situation with a for sale by owner that doesn't know what the value of their property would bring. And in that case, we'll negotiate, 10, 15, 20 grand below. And they think that they're doing a good service by, representing themselves. But it's as the old saying goes, a fool that, what does it say? An attorney that represents himself has a fool for a client. You know, what I find is when you do this day in and day out, and you know the market and you understand the market, and you have an agent that knows the market, that's a powerful thing. Because I can tell you, in this line of work, in this business, most agents that come into this business and they think they're going to make tons of money are out of this business within 12 months. So to have an agent that's seasoned, that's positioned, that knows their market, that can actually have the hard conversations with you and tell you, hey, this is not the market for, a $20,000 less than listing price offer. But here's the thing. No matter what you do, I probably would not be good at doing what you do. Not for a little while until I get my feet into it. You have to trust your agent. If you don't trust your agent, find another one. But if the agent's telling you something that you don't like, it doesn't mean that you should not trust your agent. It just means that we have a fiduciary responsibility to tell you the truth. And that's what it is. The truth of the situation is like it or not, this is what the market is. This is how the market is going to go. There's not an agent that I know, not a good agent that I know, that will direct their client to pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 more than what the market should bring. And I have buyer clients say, or potential buyer clients say, oh, well, you just want me to put that $20,000 more in because you make more commission. Let me tell you how that goes. In Wake County, the standard commission, and there is no standard or average from what I see from the buyer agent side of things, let's even say a $50,000 above asking price offer is only a little over $1,000 buyer agent commission before they have to split with their firm if they're with a major firm. So the idea that they're going to push you to make a 20 or 30 or 40 or $50,000 above list price because it benefits them is not the case. Because there's not an agent alive that's worth their weight in salt that will push you to do that. But they will tell you that in certain situations if that's what it's going to take, and they feel like that house will appraise and be supported in certain situations. Now, you guys have to understand, as buyer clients, there's a lot of big money that's coming into the arena right now. So, if you have a definitive budget that you can't go over, you need to have hard conversations with your agent. You need to explain finances with them. But the fact of the matter is any agent that's worth their weight, that's advising you to put in a specific offer. I don't know how other agents work. I know how I work. So if we're going to put in an offer, before we put that offer in, I'm going to run the numbers on that property. I'm going to run the comps. I'm going to pull the data. We as agents have access to some of the same data that the appraisers do. We are not licensed appraisers. And appraisers is an opinion and value for that specific property for that specific date and time. We are not appraisers. However, we have at our disposal a lot of data that we can look at. And no agent is going to try to upsell you as a buyer client to put you into a property of $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more. Maybe if they're a bad agent, maybe if they're unseasoned and they don't know any different, but they're not going to put you in that for the personal gain of less than $1,000 before they split with their firm. It's just not worth it, because there's such a higher probability that that deal is going to fall through because it won't appraise. And no agent wants to spend that much time going through that much expense and that much aggravation and that much time in transaction management only to get to a point where their higher offer for less than $1,000 worth of commission didn't appraise. It just doesn't make sense. So you guys have to understand that when an agent is trying to direct you to do certain things, you have to trust your agent. If you don't trust your agent, that's a whole entirely different conversation in itself. But you have to trust your agent, all right? Because the agents are the guys on the front line and gals on the front line that know their market, that know where the price needs to be, that knows how to negotiate, that knows how to get you and land you in the property that you want. It's not an easy task, and it's not going to be easy for them to do this. And sometimes, yes, occasionally, the hard conversation is you need to go in over X amount above listing price, and I've run the numbers, and I feel like it will appraise. Or, no, I don't think it will appraise at list price. You have to understand that if it doesn't, you may have to come up with a difference from the appraisal to the list price. These are all conversations your agent needs to have with you. And a good seasoned agent is going to have this. It may not be a conversation that you like, but it's an honest conversation. And you need to understand that the honest conversations that the agent has with you is for your benefit, not for the agent's benefit. They're trying to do their fiduciary duty to look out for you. And unfortunately, sometimes it involves tough love, and that's just the way it goes. So you needn't get your feelings hurt about it. They're just letting you know that this is the market that we're in. In 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, the market will be entirely different. The market goes up, the market goes down. This is the current market that we're in. And if your agent is having these conversations with you, then you've probably got a good agent, and you probably need to stick with that agent. If an agent's telling you, hey, we'll land you in a property, we don't care what we have to price to get in there, we'll renegotiate it later, that's a bad situation. That's not the best agent to be with, because they have the potential to lose you a lot of money. So take it for what it is. And when an agent tells you this, understand that the agent has a fiduciary responsibility to look out for your best interest. So with that being said, is sometimes it's a little tough love, but sometimes it's just what the doctor ordered.